Hi, this is Barry Schwartz. This is the news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable over the past week. Today is Friday, November 12th, and this is the Search Buzz video recap. I don't have a link for this, but basically a lot of discussion still going on about a lot of SEO changes or ranking changes over at Google. It's not exactly sure what is going on. It's been going on since October. A lot more chatter going on still, and there's no resolution to any of that. But I don't have a link to it because it's just ongoing conversation. The big AdSense news this week was that AdSense, the beta console for the publishers, is now available to all publishers. So now if you log into your AdSense console at adsense.google.com, you'll see a link to the new AdSense beta, which has honestly been in beta for over a year now. It has nice, cool new reports. And those new reports are making it more efficient for people to use. So there's more detailed reporting. There's more controls. There's more controls in terms of ad controls, who can see your ads, where your ads go, what type of advertisers can advertise on your site. Plus, it's more efficient in terms of reporting and stuff like that. I have a lot of videos and information about this on November 10th at saroundtable.com. The next topic is page previews. So this week, we talked about in the past, Google was testing instant or page previews. What page previews are is basically when you mouse over, when you do a search in Google, you mouse over a result, up comes a magnifying glass with a little picture of the page preview. And I'll bring up my screen for those who are looking now, and I'll zoom in a bit for a search. Basically, you see when you mouse over a result, you basically get this little page preview that comes up on the right hand side. It's pretty neat. So now it's officially available for pretty much most of the searches out there to play with. So that's available, and we have a post about it on November 10th at saroundtable.com. I had a suggestion this morning for Google relating these page previews, and I think a lot of people would agree with those suggestions. So now you have these page previews. A lot of people have been asking in the forums, I don't like the page preview where it's not so current. Can I go ahead and ask Google to update that? So maybe having a way in Google Webmaster Tools to refetch a page preview, maybe a request to refetch or recapture your page previews. Honestly, it doesn't really have to work. It could be a lot like a elevator button that closes the door, which really doesn't really work, or when you're crossing the street, you have one of those lights to walk or not walk, and you have a button that those don't work either. It's basically a placebo type of effect. So that's my number one suggestion. Number two is the ability to remove page previews. You don't want a page preview to show up for your site. Obviously, you can do that right now by using the no snippet tag, but it would be nice to do that in Webmaster Tools like you can with site links. Three is impression data on page previews. So if you go to the query stats, maybe have a thing that shows by query, obviously the number of impressions for that query, the number of clicks, obviously like we have right now for that query on your site, but also a number of people who actually view your page preview. That would be nice to have as well. So those are my suggestions, and hopefully Google will listen to them and add them. Obviously, it's no rush, but one day, hopefully. There were some changes to sponsored links this past week. It actually happened on Friday. Back in the day, for as long as I can remember, Google has always labeled their ads as sponsor links in the Google Web results. You do a search for anything, ads came up on the top and the right, Google label those with sponsored links. Now, Google has changed the label to simply ads, which is pretty significant because it's been like that pretty much forever. And now it's named ads. So that's number one. We have a lot of information about this on November 8th at saroundtable.com. Number two is that Google's testing a new feature where it allows you to see up to 11 ads at the top of the page. So what Google has done, and I'll bring up my screen for people to see, is here's a screenshot. Is basically top 3 ads plus it has a little link to show 8 more sponsor links. And you click on that, it drops down and shows you a total of 11 ads on your page, which is pretty significant in my opinion. We have more information about this November 8th at SEOroundtable.com. Talking about ads, their ongoing Ad Center bug, Microsoft Ad Center, which is not necessarily a bug. So one of the advertisers received a response from Microsoft finally saying that it wasn't an ad impression bug. His account was banned for quality issues. It took him 2 or 3 ticket notice or support tickets to get this resolution. Obviously, it's not a resolution for him. Basically, now he knows he's not getting impressions because of quality issues. So I wonder how many other people are noticing this or having issues with this because maybe there was a quality update over at Microsoft regarding to Ad Center and people just don't know about it. Other big news this week is that business.com, the big business directory where a lot of SEOs receive some links from in order to boost or jumpstart a website in terms of getting indexed and ranking, is announced that they're going to be closing. They're closing the business.com directory. Obviously, this is kind of a sign where things are going. Yahoo has been closing directories in the UK and in other places overseas. They said they're going to keep the US directory, but a lot of directories are closing, and that really makes you scratch your head in terms of the future of web directories. We have a post about this on today, November 12th, at SEOroundtable.com. Some sad news. Basically, my search engine friends, the ones who work at the companies, are losing their jobs. This morning, a lot of rumors about Yahoo employees. About 10 to 20% of them are going to be losing their jobs. There's rumors specifically about how many. Yahoo denied 20%. Karen Switcher over at All Things D, Wall Street Journal, said that it's more like 10% within a specific group. She's thinking about 650 employees are losing their job, whereas TechCrunch is thinking about 2,800 of Yahoo employees are losing their job. As you know, a lot of Yahoo search employees already lost their job. Some of them have moved over to Microsoft. A lot have moved on to other things, but a lot of them have lost their job. Ask.com also announced this week that they're finally giving up on search. They are going to go to a Q&A system only. It doesn't mean they're not doing technology. Q&A obviously revolves around technology, but they finally said, we are going to go ahead and get rid of our whole entire search team, which is only consisted of 130 people. But now 130 people are losing their jobs in the Edison, New Jersey, and their China offices, which is a shame. But they just could not compete, and they admitted to it. So it'll be pretty sad to see people lose their jobs. It always hurts me to hear about this types of stuff, but I guess this is the business world. We have posted about this on November 12th and November 10th at SEOroundtable.com. This week I was at PubCon Vegas, Webmaster World's conference by Brett Tapke and friends. There was pretty big, a lot of fun, a lot of good people there. Always nice to see the people I participate with in the forums. We have live blog coverage. We covered over 20 or so sessions from the conference. There were pretty much 8 tracks going on at a time. Tons and tons of sessions. We covered a lot of them. Brian and Steve helped out tremendously with the coverage. My favorite panel, typically usually my favorite panel is Matt Cutts, where he gave a talk, and I summarized all his key points at Search Engine Land, and maybe I'll discuss some of that. But also I wanted to reach out to Tim Meyer, ex-Yahoo employee who's doing a lot of things on the side right now, who also gave a keynote in the morning, and I thought that was pretty good. But let me give you some key takeaways from Matt's conversation, Matt's speech, which I think you can use today in order to maybe improve things or think ahead in terms of your SEO efforts. And I'll post a link about this in the chat room as well. Basically, the main things that I got from it, I'm just going to go through a few of the main things that I posted here at Search Engine Land. Is one, Google's going to ramp up their web spam efforts. They pulled resources away from that for past maybe year, 6 months, and now they're going to put more resources back there. So keep that in mind. Obviously, Matt doesn't recommend SEOs chase the algorithm. Instead, predict where Google's going to go and go there first. Google did a great job in terms of reducing the number of hacked sites that show up in the Google Index. They said they reduced it by 90%, which is a huge number. I bugged Matt about the 200 ranking factors versus Bing's 1,000 ranking factors. Matt basically said he doesn't want to get in a fight with Bing, but their one ranking factor might be consistent of several or 50 signals within one ranking factor, so it's hard to put a number to it. And he's going to probably go after, not specifically look at exact domain matches. So a lot of sites, you do a keyword search for blue widgets, a site that is bluewidgets.com might rank well for that. And also Google's be looking at building a new a paid link tool, spam tool, to only disregard the paid link as opposed to disregarding all the links on that page. All right, so let's finalize up here. We have a few more things, just logo related. And then we're going to be done here. Bring up my screen. Tomorrow is Robert Louis Stevenson's 160th birthday. And we have a nice logo. He's basically the author who wrote Treasure Island and a lot of other popular novels. You'll take a look at that logo. It was Veterans Day yesterday, and a lot of logos were out there. Google, Bing, Ask.com, and it was also Remembrance Day as well. In the UK and other places, and there was a lot of logos out there for that event. And on, I think it was Sunday, it was the 115th anniversary of the discovery of the X-rays, and Google had a pretty cool logo with basically a logo of their, basically an X-ray of their logo, including keys and bones and skeletons and coins in their logo, which is pretty cute. So that pretty much recaps the Search Buzz video recap. My name again is Barry Schwartz. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you guys next week. Thanks so much. Bye.